All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. How's it going? This is Kenny Stahl here, trying to do a live stream. Don't really know what I'm going to talk about yet at all. It is storming outside or raining. I hear the thunder. I don't think that you'll be able to hear it. I'm not really sure though. I don't know. If this microphone is going to pick that kind of thing up, but. By the way, I do love this microphone. Like, I haven't been able to use it very much, but I gotta figure out how to make the settings on it good for the streaming. I'm not a pro at this, so yeah, I just kind of want to make a casual stream here, just kind of relaxing. I don't plan on this going up on my channel. I just want to talk, answer some questions, get to know some people, get to know where people's heads are at. What's on people's minds. So basically for me right now, I can't really say that I have a lot going on in my life. I'm kind of taking it easy. I've been feeling fairly well recently. Oh, I know that my last stream I did was the one where I chatted with Stefan Lay from his channel, The Roar Within, and I was pleasantly surprised that went pretty well. Second conversation I had with him, I had a conversation with him on his channel the week before. All right, let me get over here into the chat. We got Kelly Elizabeth saying hi. Do you go to school? No, I don't go to school. Graduated high school 5 years ago, and then I dropped out of college the first year I went to school, and then I tried to go back again to college, and then I dropped out again. So, Jonathan Rodriguez, welcome to the chat, saying thoughts on marijuana and legalization. I'm at this point, it's like I don't get how it can be criminalized to the point that it is. I think that a lot of people use marijuana, and if we truly decided that we wanted to lock up everybody who uses marijuana, I think half of our society would be in jail. So yeah, it should definitely be decriminalized. Do you want to have kids one day? Certainly. I know that being raised the way I was, I guess, by my dad, I was surrounded a lot by the family lifestyle. Like, he really took it seriously. And he was a good dad, and I appreciate that. And I kind of admire how good of a dad he was, that I want to be a dad too one day. So, not anytime soon though. We're not getting kids in my life anytime soon. I know a lot of times people have children at the age that I am at. I'm 22 right now, for those of you guys who are new, who don't know me very well. I appreciate having a lot of new people here subscribe to the channel. Let's see, what do we got here? That guy says, hey, welcome back. And then Kelly Elizabeth asked another question saying, are you a morning person? No, well, not really. I've always really been terrible at waking up at a decent time, and I don't have a morning routine or anything. Something that I want to get into my life is to have more of a routine, wake up at a certain time, have breakfast, do all, maybe exercise, maybe read, but I can't really do that at this point in my life. Hopefully at some point. But other than that, I used to work the night shift overnight, so I've been used to staying up until, well, on work days I would obviously stay up till 6 in the morning, but I even on the days that I wouldn't go to work, I would stay up until 3 or 4 a.m. So, do I like Donald Trump? I don't hate him as much as people hate him, although I'm not really happy to have him as the president. I think that I definitely prefer somebody else. Absolutely. I'd absolutely prefer anybody else, for the most part. Okay, moving on. Don't want to get stuck on that topic. Let's see. What else can I talk about? So yeah, hey, great questions right off the bat. Thank you everybody for saying hi. Okay, Kelly's leaving already, so that's all right. It's great that you asked a whole bunch of questions, honestly. So yeah, if you guys are watching right now, if you just tuned in, I'm just kind of talking about whatever you guys want to ask. So you know, this is just kind of me stopping by in a live stream to just kind of say hi to you guys. I want to I don't really want to say anything special in this. I didn't plan anything. This is more casual. This probably won't go up on my channel after this. It might, though, depending how it goes. So yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, please ask me. I want to know how things have been going for you. I want to know what kinds of things are on your mind. I want to know what you're dealing with in your life. Anything I can talk to you about. So if you want to hear my thoughts on something, feel free to ask. Here's a question from that guy. Says, how's your relationship with your girlfriend like? Okay, so my relationship with my girlfriend, basically, I think that we're in a good spot. I think that we've always been fairly well together. I can say that over the course of the whole relationship, I've probably done some things that that just she didn't like, and by that I specifically mean, you know, I'm sure that I've been too emotional, too insecure in our relationship, and I think that, you know, if you're in a relationship with somebody who's insecure, it can make the relationship suffer, and I think I certainly did that in our relationship in the past. Although I think today we are content with each other. We still enjoy spending time with each other. I mean, a lot of relationships don't make it to this point. A lot of relationships don't go long term because a lot of times people just don't know how to make it work. Even though I have no experience with relationships, I desperately try to make things work, and luckily it's been going good. Thanks for the question. How many friends do I have? I probably have one friend, and even that is it's not like I don't have him as a friend, but it's not the best, I guess. I don't know. We're great friends, but you know, it's just we don't keep in contact very much. I met my girlfriend in high school. We met because we were both on the bowling team. Only one friend? What about all of us? Yeah, I think that you guys are my friends for sure. I mean, like you're right. I get what you're saying. Like there's like 3,000 people who are subscribed to me. So, on a serious, talking seriously here, I will say though that having you guys just want to listen to me and having you guys here to chat with, like right now, it is a big deal for me as somebody like myself who struggles to make friends and who really doesn't really have many people to talk to. It's certainly great to just be able to hop on here and just start chatting with some people I don't even know. I mean, I really don't know who any of you guys are. So hopefully if you guys want to share with me a little bit about yourselves, that would be great. And you know, everybody else who's like watching this right now who's not chatting, I mean, honestly, I'm one of the kind of people who doesn't chat either in these kinds of live streams, but you know, I need stuff to talk about. So please just say anything, say hi, let me know you're here. It's okay. Let's see. Kelly says, I have two friends and we have an awkward relationship. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, a lot of times, like, relationships can be awkward. There's always something about it that's going on. Can I play any instruments? No, I'm actually very jealous of people who can play instruments. I've always wanted to be able to, but I never learned. I've always wanted to play the drums, but then again, anything would be better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy. Just kind of, I don't have to go to work for the next 3 days, so that's great for me. I'm just kind of relaxing, and I don't know. I think that I'm gonna upload some more videos. So if you guys have any suggestions for things that you want me to talk about in videos, anything you want me to make a video about, please just leave your suggestion here for me right now. I would appreciate that. So yeah, how's life? Like, that's just I guess a question I want to ask right now. Sometimes when I'm at work, I just randomly think about like ideas for videos and stuff I want to talk about. And like today, I was like, oh, I could talk about my social anxiety experience at work, because I was kind of feeling, um, I don't know, like super, like socially anxious at work, I guess. And I was like, I'm gonna make a video about that. I also thought about like when I'm at work, I literally just spend all day not talking to anybody, just doing my job, and then um just literally like daydreaming about stuff and like thinking about whatever I feel like thinking about. So it's just a whole day of just time to brainstorm, I guess. All right, let's see. Any new comments? I'm not looking at the chat. Let me check it out. Fabio, welcome. Thank you for the comment. I really do appreciate it. Saying, let's see. I have 2 friends who have very little in common with me. I want to meet new people, but when I do, I don't know how to act, what to say. Therefore, it's pretty hard to establish a connection. Actually, I actually just recorded a video about that, and I'm going to upload it this weekend. So, not exactly the same thing, but, I'm kind of in the same position myself, where it's like, yeah, I I want to meet people, but it's just you don't know what to do when you meet somebody. How do you make a better connection with them? And I think that that's the hard part that a lot of people have. It's when you have an opportunity to meet a friend or to become a friend with somebody, it's difficult to actually make it happen. And I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with, and I struggle with that as well. Missed the question where it said, where do you work? I do kind of like the best way to describe it is basically like factory work, like production work, and I'm just kind of a worker there. Kelly says, I'm so glad there are people who feel the same way as me. Absolutely. That's the one thing that I've learned throughout my experience, at least sharing videos and my experience just kind of listening to people online, is that there are people out there who deal with the same things that you might, or similar things, and people who have similar personalities. And that's one thing that I probably underestimated the most, is when you are dealing with something, when you have a certain feeling because of something, you might feel like you're the only one, or you might feel all alone. You might say, I bet nobody else has to deal with this, or I bet nobody else out there is anything like me. And I've learned that you can always find somebody, or maybe even a whole community of people out there who are dealing with the same problem that you're dealing with, or somebody who has a very similar personality as you. Like when I made some videos coming out as being lonely, I'm like, hey, yeah, I just kind of I'm kind of a lonely guy. I don't really make friends very easily, and it's like, talking about just how introverted I am and stuff like that. It's like hearing the response from people is overwhelming. It is such a great thing, because it's reassuring to know that I'm not alone, to know that there are other people out there who are just like me. And I think that sometimes people overlook that fact. People don't think about that. A lot of times people don't think about the fact that there are people out there going through what you're going through. I think that's why when you're struggling with anything in life, it's good to be around people who've been through it. I know people who currently or in the past have struggled with drug addictions, or struggled with drinking addictions, and that's why you have that. They always have like support groups where you come together and talk, deal with it. And it's I think that is such an important part of life. Just that idea of finding somebody who can relate to you and sharing honestly what you're going through, and having somebody there to listen to you, who will understand you. I think that's a problem that a lot of people have, especially people who struggle with something like depression, where you want to talk about it with somebody else. But when you try to talk about it with somebody who doesn't understand, somebody who's never been through it, it can be very difficult. And you can feel even further isolated from people when other people don't respond well to what you're trying to bring up to them. And, it's like there are some people out there who just don't understand the fact that I'm a really shy, quiet, introverted guy who keeps to myself, and I don't really mingle well with people. I don't socialize very well. I don't make friends easily. So I'm very quiet in the workplace. I'm quiet around people, and they don't get it. They don't understand my personality. And it would be very hard for me to try to explain to people why I am the way I am, and to have them also be understanding and accepting of that. And luckily, I've met people enough. I've met enough people to understand the fact that this is normal. Like, you don't have to feel like an outcast because of who you are or what you go through. And I think that's one of the best things, is to know that there are people out there who are just like you. All right, let's see. Next question. How did I get my job? I just went to a place that puts you in a location as a temporary employee, and then the place hired me in. Does my family know about my YouTube channel? If they do, is that awkward for you? It is very awkward because they ended up finding out. I did not tell them at first anything about my YouTube channel. I did it privately, and I still don't talk about it. I don't share it with them. I don't know if they watch my videos now. Now that they are aware of my channel, they can easily they could be subscribed. They could be watching it right now. They could be watching all my videos. I don't know what they do. I don't know if they spend any time watching them. But it certainly does make me uncomfortable to know that they watch me. I don't know what it is. I think what it is for me, I've always had a part of my personality where I do not feel comfortable talking to people about some private things, especially when there's always that fear that people won't understand me. There's always that fear that if I share something about myself that is really something that I identify with, that if I tell somebody about it and they don't get it, they don't understand it, and maybe they won't accept it, it's just, it might make me feel bad. It might make me feel rejected in a way, like I'm not welcome, or like, I don't know. Like I remember I actually had an incident where when I was like 16, I had a YouTube channel, and I was uploading videos like this, except it was like the early days of me making videos when I was first experimenting with it. And my dad found out about my channel, and he didn't really understand it. He didn't really get it. He didn't get where I was coming from. And we had a discussion about it, and he wasn't really in favor of it, He just didn't get it, and it bummed me out, because I really, as you can see, I care a lot about this. I really love YouTube. Been doing it for 6 years probably now, and I really hold it as like part of my life in a high way. So, let's see. Next question is, that guy has a comment who said, by the way, talking about your loneliness, anxiety, etc. is so brave. Well, that's I don't really think about it like that, but I suppose it is. If most people are not comfortable talking about their struggles with loneliness or depression or anxiety or whatever it is, then yeah, I can see where you're coming from, where it is possibly brave of somebody to talk about it. I think that it is very common for people to want to not talk openly about whatever it is that they experience. And I have just I've grown into the mindset of, I'm going to share everything. I'm not going to hide who I really am. I'm going to be honest about my experiences, even if that means admitting some things that are uncomfortable to admit, even if that means admitting my failures, if that means admitting my weaknesses, or at least things that I struggle with. I mean, I know it's not always what people want to do. People don't always want to admit that something that they experience is a weakness, and maybe you don't want to think about depression as a weakness, but is something that I struggle with, you know. Have I ever gone to therapy? Yeah, I have gone to therapy. I didn't really stick with it. Maybe I should. I don't really know. I have mixed feelings about it. Michael, welcome, Michael, to the stream. I don't know if you already commented or not. I'm not really looking at your guys' names. I apologize. Saying, I like a girl who currently is in a rocky relationship. I'm afraid she won't be ready to start a new relationship at the same time. I'm afraid she might bring over baggage. I don't want to come out as a homewrecker. What should I do, guys? Interesting situation there. Well, I mean, if you're going to get into a relationship with somebody, you know, I wouldn't interfere with a relationship that already exists. That's just a personal thing for me. If a girl, like, I'm in a relationship right now, but if I was single and I knew a girl who was in a relationship with somebody else, even if it was rocky, even if I thought for sure it wasn't going to work out, I wouldn't, like, get it closer to ending just so I could take that girl for myself or whatever, you know. But with that being said, if and or when that relationship might end for her, I guess, listen, this is just me completely making this stuff up because I have no experience with the whole dating game. So take my words here with a little bit of skepticism. You know, I mean, you know, don't hold anything against that person, you know. Don't, like, think like, oh, she's just gonna bring baggage. I guarantee you, it doesn't matter who you're with, everybody's gonna have some amount of baggage. And, you know, just whoever you're with, I think you should try to be understanding of who that person is and what maybe they've been through, or, you know, again, I think that something that everybody here has heard is that communication is key in relationships, and I truly believe that. I think that's important in my own relationship right now, is that I communicate with my girlfriend what I want out of the relationship, and I bring up concerns with her, and she brings up her concerns with me. You know, one of my concerns with her is that she doesn't bring up enough concerns, and that's concerning. So she's pretty, you know, my girlfriend is pretty tolerant of a lot of stuff, and that's actually not a good thing, because sometimes I can lose my cool. Not my cool. I can get super sensitive and insecure, and I can get really needy, you know, and I need her to let me know when I'm going too far. So I have baggage that I bring into my relationship, and she never brings up, you know, anything that I'm doing that's concerning. And for me, I wish that she would be more open with me. Anyway, with that being said, communication is key, in my opinion, because, you know, like, the things that I bring up, you know, she doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't have to change herself to be what I want her to be, and I don't have to change myself to be what she wants me to be. But as long as we understand what each of us wants, we can understand each other. And if at some point, for some reason, anything becomes too big of a problem, we both know what we can do about it. And, you know, if a relationship for you isn't working out, it's always important to kind of understand where your line is and what needs to happen to, God, I'm totally making this stuff up right now. I apologize. Oh, God. Oh, why am I even attempting this? Let's see. We got a few comments here. One saying, I relate so much. I can't remember what you're saying that about. Do I like 21 Pilots? I mean, I've heard a few of their songs or whatever, and I'm completely indifferent. I think some of it's good, I guess. I think if we can... Okay, here we go. Fabio saying, I think if we could meet people like us, we could easily become friends. I think that's probably true. That guy says, I feel then if we were to all meet each other, then we'd really be anxious. Probably. I mean, who knows? Um, but yeah, knowing that, okay. Um, let's see. Kelly says, it's weird you're in a relationship because I feel like I'm never going to meet anyone because I can't socialize. You know, I always thought that too. My relationship just kind of happened out of nowhere. I didn't do anything to earn the relationship, I don't think. I mean, I guess. I don't know. Like, I didn't have to overcome any fears. It just kind of happened, you know? And I just got lucky finding a person who, I don't know. I don't want to say it, but like, I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. I kind of want to say like, hey, maybe she has low expectations or low standards, but maybe I'm not giving myself enough credit for being the awesome, wonderful guy that I am. Maybe I am like a good 7. I don't know. Maybe I think I'm like a 3, but maybe I'm like a 7. And I don't know, you know, guys, I really don't. Oh, where is this live stream going? Where is this going? I am done. Stop it. Stop me right now. Let's move on. All right, guys. 26 minutes into the live stream. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for supporting me. Thank you, everybody, for joining this live stream. Thank you, everybody, for commenting. Thank you, everybody. I just got called in 11.3, so thank you. All right. You guys are great. So, let's see. What am I gonna talk about now? I don't know, guys. I wanted to just jump on this live stream real quick and on YouTube here just to talk to you guys and comment, read your comments. I can't think right now. I'm done right now. Stop thinking the live stream is bad. We're enjoying it. Well, okay. I appreciate it. I don't like my level of ability to do live streams and make videos. I always go back and watch them and I just think, oh man, I got a lot of work to do. It's kind of how I think about everything in my life is I think, oh man, I got a lot of work to do. Like I'm just not ever good at anything ever. And I think, you know, that is kind of what I was just talking about with, you know, sometimes I don't give myself enough credit for being good at stuff. You know, like I like so far in this live stream, I've already talked about how, you know, oh, my girlfriend, she's really settling for me, but it's like maybe she didn't, you know, maybe I'm exactly what my girlfriend wanted and I was a top pick for her. So it's like, why am I not giving myself enough credit? And I'm talking about how I'm terrible at live streams and terrible at doing videos. It's like, well, obviously not if I have a lot of subscribers now. And it's just, you know, I do that to myself all the time where I'm like, man, I suck at everything. I'm not good at anything. It's like, maybe I got to look at things different, you know? Maybe I got to think of myself as not being a total failure. Total failure. All right, I got to write that one down. Total failure. That'll be a future video at some point. It's going to be called I Feel Like a Total Failure. And I'm going to talk about how I feel like a total failure. All right. So we got some thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. 2 thumbs up. Great. Yeah, so, okay. Anybody who's just joining this live stream right now and just started to watch, I'm just kind of, you know, just hanging out, answering your guys' questions. So if anybody who just started watching wants to ask me a question, or if you want to tell me a little bit about yourself and maybe something that you're going through in your life, that'll be a great jumping off place for me to start talking about something. Anything to keep the conversation going, I guess. I often lose track of what I'm saying, or I run out of things to talk about. So, what was the hardest thing you had to go through? Ooh, that's a good question. Hardest thing I had to go through. I mean, I haven't really gone through that much. I think, well, there's a number of different ways I can answer this. Number one, the first thing that comes to mind is the whole experience with me kind of getting out of high school, going to college, and then falling into depression, and then dropping out of school, and just kind of feeling lost in my life, like I didn't have anywhere to go. I felt like I was in somewhat of like a early life crisis, and that's when I really started coming out in these videos and talking openly about everything, and that's when you guys showed up. So here we are, kind of me. This is me getting myself back together, really. You know, you guys are watching me get my life together. You guys are watching me learn. You guys are watching me build confidence in myself. And for those of you guys watching, like, you have to remember that is what is going on. That is what this is. And so probably that was one of the hardest things. The other difficult thing that I've gone through in my life, it wasn't really something that happened. It wasn't like an event that happened. It was just more of how my life has always been. It's always been kind of difficult to grow up in a situation where my parents were not together. But nothing awful has ever happened to me. There's never been any tragedies that have ever really occurred. So I'm very grateful for nothing awful happening. But, yeah. Got Fabio saying, I feel like we have ideas, but when we try to put it into words, we get lost because our minds are so messed up. And then that guy agrees. So, yeah, I would say that makes sense, you know. It's very difficult to actually put into words what's on our mind. And I don't necessarily know if it's because our minds are messed up, but it's like, you know, it's hard sometimes. I know something that I struggle with, and this is something that I've touched on in videos on this channel. This is something that I still really care about, and I just don't know how to express it in a way that people actually care about it. But I know that a part of life is finding something that you want to do, finding something that you can set your mind onto as a goal, something that you really want to achieve, and then what tends to happen is we just kind of think about all the stuff we want. We fantasize about what our life would be like if everything happened that we want to happen, and then, you know, we all of a sudden just kind of snap back into reality, and, you know, snap out of our daydream, and we realize that we're just sitting on the couch all day. It's like all that stuff we were fantasizing about, like, oh, it'd be great if I could, you know, lose some weight, or it'd be great if I could go on a diet, or it'd be great if I could get into a relationship, or it would be great if I could, you know, start up a business or a YouTube channel, or it would be great if I could, you know, do this or that. But, you know, when it comes to actually making a lot of stuff happen, when it comes to actually following our ideas, following through on fulfilling our ideas, a lot of times just we don't do anything. We just kind of still sit around doing nothing. And I know that's something that I struggle with a lot in my life. And I wish I could really figure out how to get a good grasp on that idea, because one thing that I pay attention to a lot, one thing I care about a lot is I notice that everybody has a certain amount of potential to really make their lives better, and to really make, everybody can make happen what they want to make happen, but it just takes work, like, to actually get what you want, and it just takes work. And most of the time people aren't doing shit with their time. And it's not, I don't care. Like, it's not a bad thing if you sit around all day playing video games, watching TV. It's not a bad thing. I do that. That's what my whole life is. It's just me doing nothing, wasting time. However, what tends to happen is we get a few years down the road, and all of a sudden we're like, what am I doing? I'm wasting all my time. And you start regretting all the things you didn't do. And you're like, well, I remember, I wanted to get into karate, or I wanted to learn how to play an instrument, or, what happened to the whole dating thing? I screwed up there. I don't have anybody in my love life or whatever. And it's like, nothing makes me more passionate about all of this than thinking about that. And I literally just made a video about this. That is exactly what my last video was. But like, you want to get me motivated and fired up and passionate about whatever, it's like, yeah, make me think about that for a while. Let's see. Fabio says, I think we should try to focus on this, finding a passion and following it. If it's hard, ask ourselves why. Why can't we find it? Why are we lost, etc.? Good question, or a good statement, I should say. Yeah, ask yourself why. I think, I don't know how often people ask that. Like, just say, why is this the way it is? You have to be curious. You have to wonder. You have to try to understand. I mean, that's what self-awareness is all about. That's what scientific investigation is all about, where you question things, and part of that is questioning yourself. Like, when it comes to your life, when it comes to the quality of your life and the way you perceive your life, and how you think about yourself and how you feel about yourself, ultimately, it does come down to understanding. How much do you understand? How much do you understand? How much do you get about this whole thing that we call life? Like, do you get it? Do you get what's going on? Do you know what we're here for? Do you know what you can do in your life? Do you see the opportunities for yourself, or do you just see it as a disaster, or do you just see it as a meaningless thing that, it's like, it's a crazy thing, it is. And why I'm so interested in all this is because, like, at one level, I feel kind of hopeless, and I feel like, what's the point? Like, why care about anything? But, on a different level, I see how everything could be better. How, if everybody truly understood what they were capable of and what the world could be like, if we all cared, if we all tried, if we all, whatever, it could be a good place. We could have good lives. But, sometimes I think optimistically like that, and other times I think negatively. It just depends on what day you talk to me, what kind of answer you're going to get. Some days I'm just like, screw it. I don't know. 37 minutes in. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. I really do appreciate you guys just, taking the time to watch. What would you guys like me to talk more about? What would you like me to focus this channel on? I know that's something that I'm a little lost, I will be honest. I know I can talk a lot about personal insecurities. I can talk a lot about negative thinking, self-doubt. I can talk about depression, feeling hopeless. I mean, that stuff is all pretty straightforward for me. I'm going to talk about that no matter what. But in addition to that, what things would be the most important for me to talk about for you in your life? What do you need? What do you need in your life, and what can I do to help? That is just a question I have, because I really don't know. I don't know what you guys are really looking for, why you guys are even subscribed. Like, it's kind of a weird thing, as just having this channel. It just, I don't know what to do, Let's see. If you had a conversation with a 12-year-old you, how would that conversation go? Oh, geez, that's an interesting question. Probably, honestly, I don't know how the heck you talk to a 12-year-old. Like I think I have a 12-year-old brother and like a 13-year-old sister, or maybe she's 12. I don't know. I don't know their ages, but I have siblings that young, and I honestly don't know how to talk to them at their age. But as far as me, knowing what I was like back then, it would certainly be something like, don't be so scared all the time, But, it's like, I don't know. A lot of life is just learning as you go. A lot of life is just figuring stuff out. I think the point is to be happy and help others turn this fucked up planet into a better place. I like that. Maybe make videos more about happiness, hope, and just positive things. I could do that. Vlogs, even if you think it'd be boring. Yeah, that. Okay, let me just get into this real quick. I was going to make a video, but I probably still will make a video about this. I don't really know. I do want to do vlogs. That was a goal that I had at the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year, my vlog was vlog. I was reading. He said weekly vlog, and my goal was to vlog. At some point during the year. So what basically happened was at the beginning of this year, January 2017, I took a lot of time to think about what are my goals for my YouTube channel. What do I want to achieve? And I want to tell you that I didn't set big goals. They were very small goals, but they were specific. And so far, I've already accomplished a lot of them. So number one, start making some money from it. Like I don't need to care a lot about the money right now. There's no point really thinking about it. But I said hey, let's focus a little bit more on setting up a Patreon account, getting donations or whatever. Luckily, that was taken care of by itself. I didn't have to do anything for that. All that happened was YouTube gave me back my AdSense account, started making, now I have ad revenue coming in, and also, I still haven't gotten my first check yet, by the way. I still haven't actually gotten it yet. But it was important for me just to know that I can think about that as far as in the future. Because I've always wanted to, eventually I would love to be able to make a lot of money from YouTube. At some point, maybe 10 years from now, I'd love to quit my job, but who knows? So anyway, that whole thing got taken care of with Super Chat, because I started getting people donating from Super Chat, and I still get a couple every month. So that has already, I can check that one. Okay. Second goal was, do live streams, which I'm doing live streams. I was doing that already last year, but I got a new webcam. I got a new microphone. Those are two big things for me. That webcam and this microphone. Check those off the box. The other thing was I want to start bringing guests on. So you guys are probably going to start seeing more guest interviews / conversations, podcast form, like we just had this past weekend, where I had Stefan Lay on here from The Roar Within. And that was really I'm new at the whole conversational thing. I noticed that I wasn't too comfortable doing it, but I think I'll get better at that. I already have a whole bunch of people in mind for who I want to bring on as guests. Vlogging was the other thing, of course, which I haven't really done that yet, but I bought a camera that I can carry around with me in my pocket to vlog out in public more, because I'm not going to carry my big camera around with me. I'm not going to do a Casey Neistat thing. The other goal, I'm just doing this right now because I want to get this. I want to say all this. What were my other goals? That was basically it. I mean, now, I tried to make my thumbnails a little bit better. Anyway, okay, yeah. I'll try to vlog more. Let's see. We got another comment from Abdul saying, "I'm bored with my life. I don't have money. What to do?" Oh, that's a good comment. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I mean, I get bored a lot too. I feel like I'm not doing enough. It's always a challenge to figure out like what you want to do. When you don't have money, I don't know. I'm sure there's some stuff that you can do without money. I don't like to spend money, so I don't ever go out. Yeah, going on a walk, drawing a picture, those are good ideas. Let's see. 45 minutes into the stream so far. I like to keep these streams at about an hour long or less. So, we will, I mean, I might wrap it up soon here. Let's see. I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to spend a lot of time on this channel talking about a lot of things that have to deal with like self-hatred, being bored with life kind of stuff, friends, not having a lot of friends, feeling hopeless in life. I don't know, stuff like that. I'm gonna try to make the videos more meaningful, and I hope to just make better videos than what I've done so far. But it's going to be probably around some of the same stuff. And yes, I do want to branch off, so I keep it more. I don't want everything to get boring. I don't want you to feel like you keep watching the same videos over and over again. I think that doing these live streams like I'm doing right now will kind of help me take care of that, because like, they're more free format. You can ask me anything live, and the conversation can really go anywhere. And it's when you kind of like, I'm subscribed to some people where I just don't watch any of their videos anymore, because I basically know what they're gonna say. It's like I don't want to hear it again. And I know that this will probably be the same for you guys, where you will probably not watch me for like 6 months to a year at some point. And then I'm hoping that you'll stay subscribed, so maybe at some point in your life, a year down the road, when you are going through something again in your life, and you need to watch somebody to kind of feel better, hopefully I can have some videos for you. So I know that there are people that I tend to do that with right now. All right, guys, I am about ready to wrap it up here, so thank you guys for watching. We got Fabio saying, does anybody else feel a sort of emotional block even with close family members? So for me, I can say that I don't really feel, I mean, I don't know exactly what you're specifically talking about, but for me, I do struggle with even having my family members. I'm not really close to my family members as much as I would like to be. I don't know what it is for me, but yeah, good question. So that's gonna wrap it up. So talk to you guys later. Thank you all for joining, though. I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to answer some questions. I didn't want to I didn't want to basically be a stranger to you guys, and I want to be more engaging. So this was my sometimes I just got to tell myself, just jump on the live stream, just start talking to people. And the more I think about it, sometimes I can get nervous, and sometimes I can feel like, oh, I don't want to do it today. You just got to force yourself to do it sometimes. So that's what I did. And anyway, I'm done. So thank you all for joining. See you next time. Bye, guys. Take care.